Top 5 Conspiracy Theories. Number 5. 5G causes diseases. 5G refers to the fifth generation of broadband cellular network technology. This has us asking, what's so sketchy about the number 5? No one had issues with 4G, but 5G seems to be the harbinger of diseases, like the coronavirus according to some. Conspiracy theorists claim that 5G wireless technology in cell phones somehow transmits deadly diseases such as cancer to those around them. Part of the belief is somewhat rational, as 5G does emit radiation, but apparently a harmless kind. What do you think? Number 4. The Whole World Matrix. The question of whether we live in a simulated universe has been hotly debated since the Enlightenment. There is no definite answer, but simulation theory holds that the universe is an advanced digital construct controlled by some higher form of intelligence. Even Elon Musk couldn't resist this theory and wrote in his Twitter that the probability that we are not modeling reality is 1 in a billion. According to him, a strong argument that we are probably in a simulation is that, as he put it in 2016, 40 years ago, we had Pong, 2 rectangles and a dot. That's what games were like. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D models with millions of people playing at the same time, and things are getting better every year. And soon, we will have full-fledged virtual and augmented reality. It makes sense that games will soon be indistinguishable from reality. Number 3. There was no moon landing. One of the most theories which has endured for decades is the theory that the moon landing was fake. In July 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to land on the surface of the moon. But by the 1970s, 30% of Americans believe that the moon landing had been fake. Alternative stories soon emerged. It was because of this theory that William Casing began to write, "We never were on moon." America's $30 billion fraud is a satire, but he ended up believing the conspiracy theory entirely by himself. The basic idea behind his book was that the footage of the astronauts taking their first step on the surface of the moon, which hundreds of millions of people watch live on television, was actually taken at Area 51 in Nevada. More recently, in 2019, a small poll found that 10% of Americans still believe that the moon landing was hoax. What do you think? Number 2. The Earth is flat. The 2017 International Flat Earth Conference featured speakers such as Mark Sargent, who hosts a YouTube video series, Clues to a Flat Earth, and played a leading role in a Netflix documentary, Behind the Curve, about a flat Earth. Sargent argues that the world is a flat sound stage under a dome, like the Truman Show. While there are no extensive polls on how many people believe that the Earth is flat, there is evidence that even young people are more likely to believe it is. Let's see how the universe works according to flat earthers. They believe that the Earth is a disk with a diameter of about 40,000 kilometers. It is surrounded by a wall of ice around the edges. What lies beyond this barrier, no one knows for sure. No one who has tried to overcome it. No one has ever returned. But the flat earthers hope that one day, someone will manage to accomplish this feat and tell us the truth hidden by the authorities. The stars, the sun, and the moon are above the Earth disk. Their movement across the sky leads to the changing of the seasons. What about the gravity, you ask? It's simple, of course. It does not exist. What do you believe? Is the Earth round or flat? Let us know in the comments. Number 1. Chemtrails Conspiracies. The chemtrails conspiracy theory is the belief that the government is secretly participating in a program which adds toxic chemicals to the atmosphere from airplanes and other aircrafts. But first, what are chemtrails? The so-called chemtrails are those visible plumes in the sky left by the planes, You can see these lines behind many planes if the atmosphere conditions are right and if the aircraft is high enough in the sky. While most believers in this theory agree that something is up, there are different motivations for what exactly. Some people believe that the condensation trails should naturally dissipate much quicker than they actually do, meaning that this supposedly normal phenomenon is actually part of a larger conspiracy. They claim that in order for a trail to hold its shape, there must be additional chemicals or additives involved. While it's true that contrails likely contain particles from inside the aircraft's engine, people believe that there must be something more. Some think that these mystery chemicals are being used to do one of several things. Some theories include sterilization, reduction of life expectancy, mind control, or weather control. Let's take a deeper look into these theories. One theory is that chemtrails are an effort to reduce global warming by spreading stratospheric aerosols. Solar radiation can be reflected away, thereby reducing the temperature of the Earth. Another theory is that these trails are a form of cloud seeding by spreading silver iodide, potassium iodide, or other chemicals into a cloud. It can actually be induced to rain or snow. Conversely, they can also be used to reduce a fog and hail around airports. Yet another one theory proposes that the massive drought in California between 2011 and 2017 was supposedly caused by modifying the weather. An even more dark theory is that there are chemicals in these chemtrails which are used to manipulate psychology and mood, that the government is trying to make us more passive and compliant or more aggressive and confrontational. It really depends on which conspiracy theories you ask. Chemtrails could also supposedly be used to control human population growth. This can be done by making humans infertile or by manipulating our sex drives. Even scarier, they can be used to cause serious health problems for people exposed to them. So, how can we know what's true or what's fake? Let us know which conspiracy theory was the most interesting to you.